Okay, Courage, I have a question for you. If someone gave you two choices right now, either a hot cup of coffee or a warm cup of tea, which one would you pick?
Oh, tea. Absolutely tea. I'd rather have tea any day of the week.
See, I knew you were going to say that. And I'd rather have coffee, so we agree on neither one. We each want something different.
You know what just happened there, right? You just used three of the most confusing words in the English language, either, neither, and rather, in the space of about 10 seconds.
Oh my gosh, I did. And honestly, those three little words cause so much confusion for learners, like so much.
So much, which is exactly why today's episode exists.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Speak Easy English podcast, the show where we make English feel less like a mountain you have to climb and more like a really fun walk with your best friend.
A walk in the park with snacks.
Yes, with snacks. I'm your host, Vanessa.
And I'm Courage.
And today we are diving deep into three words that every single English learner, whether you're brand new to the language or you've been studying for years, needs to really understand. We're talking about either, neither, and rather.
These three words show up everywhere, in conversations, in writing, in movies, on the news, and yet most learners either avoid them out of fear.
Ha, you said either.
I did. Most learners either avoid them out of fear or they use them and make the same handful of mistakes over and over again. And today, we're going to fix all of that.
We've structured this episode so it works no matter what level you're at. If you're a beginner, A1, A2, don't worry, we're starting simple. If you're intermediate, B1, B2, we're going to stretch your brain a little. And if you're advanced, C1, stick around because we have some seriously juicy grammar for you later.
This is going to be a long one, folks. A full, proper, deep dive episode. So get comfortable. Make yourself that coffee or that tea.
Or neither.
And let's do this.
But first, and we mean this from the bottom of our hearts, please hit that subscribe button right now. Whether you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever you're listening, subscribing is completely free. It takes literally 2 seconds, and it means we can keep making these episodes for you.
And if this episode helps you, we would absolutely love it if you shared it with one friend who's learning English. Just one person. Imagine how many people we could help together.
Oh, and leave us a comment or a review. We read every single one. They genuinely make our day.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay, Courage, before we break each word down individually, can you give us the one-sentence summary of what each word does, just so listeners have a map before we go on the journey?
Perfect. Think of it like this. Either is the word of choice. It talks about one or the other of two options. Neither is the word of rejection. It means not one and not the other. And rather is the word of preference. It tells you what you want or what you'd prefer.
Ooh, I love that. Choice, rejection, and preference. Let's write those down, people. Seriously, pause right now and write either equals choice, neither equals rejection, rather equals preference.
Got it? Good. Now let's go deeper on each one.
All right, let's start with either. And I want to start with something that trips people up even before they use it in a sentence, the pronunciation.
Oh yes, this one is actually fascinating. There are two correct ways to say this word, and it depends on where you're from.
In American English, we typically say either, like either one works for me.
And in British English, you'll very commonly hear either. Either one works for me.
And here's the thing, both are completely correct. Neither one is wrong. I said neither again.
You cannot escape these words today. But yes, if someone tells you that your pronunciation of either is wrong, they're actually incorrect. Both forms have been used in English for centuries. There's even a famous song lyric from the Gershwins back in 1937 that goes, "You say either and I say either."
I love that. So don't stress about the pronunciation. Pick the one that feels natural to you and use it consistently.
Now, let's talk about how either works grammatically. And here's where it gets interesting, because either can do 4 different jobs in a sentence.
4 jobs? It's like the multitasker of English words.
It really is. Job number 1, determiner. This is when either comes before a noun and means one or the other of two.
For example, either day works for me, meaning Monday works or Tuesday works. Either one is fine.
Or you can sit on either side of the table, meaning the left side or the right side. Either is okay.
Simple, right? This is very A1, A2 level. You're choosing between 2 things and either one is acceptable.
Job number 2, pronoun. This is when either stands in for a noun, replacing it.
So instead of saying, you can take this umbrella or that umbrella, you say, you can take either of them.
Or, I've tried both restaurants. Either of them would be a great choice for dinner.
See? You're not repeating the noun, the restaurants. You just say either of them. Very natural, very native sounding.
And here's a grammar note for our B1, B2 listeners. Pay attention. When you use either of followed by a plural noun or pronoun, the verb is technically singular.
So it's either of the options is correct, not are correct, because either is pointing to just one at a time.
In informal speech, you'll hear people say are, and it's widely accepted, but in formal writing, keep it singular. Either of them is welcome.
Okay, job number 3, and this is a big one, a very common structure. Either or as a conjunction. This is when you're connecting 2 possibilities or alternatives.
And this is so useful in everyday conversation. The pattern is either option A or option B.
Examples. Either you study tonight or you'll fail the test tomorrow.
She's either at the gym or at the library.
We can either eat in or order delivery.
You're presenting 2 options, and one of them is going to happen, or one of them is true. Beautiful structure, very clean.
And notice, either or is always positive in tone. You're not saying no to both things. You're saying there are 2 options on the table.
And now, job number 4. This one surprises a lot of learners. Either as an adverb, used at the end of a negative sentence to mean also or too.
Ooh, this one confuses so many people. Let me explain it with a little dialogue.
Go for it.
Okay, imagine I say, I don't like horror movies, and you want to agree. You also don't like horror movies. What do you say?
I don't like them either. Or more casually, me either.
Exactly. Either here is like the word to, but for negative sentences. In a positive sentence, you say, I like horror movies too. In a negative sentence, you say, I don't like horror movies either.
Here are a few more. She hasn't been to Paris. I haven't either.
He can't drive.
She can't either.
They didn't enjoy the concert.
We didn't enjoy it either.
The rule to remember, either at the end equals also or to, but only in negative sentences. Write that down.
Now, for our more advanced listeners, B1 and C1, let me throw one more either structure your way. Either used to mean both or each of 2.
Ooh, this one is subtle.
It is. When you say there are trees on either side of the road, you don't mean one side or the other, you mean both sides, either side, each side.
Or, she had a drink in either hand, meaning one drink in each hand, both hands.
This is a very literary, formal use of either, and it's worth knowing. Native speakers do use it, especially in writing. So if you see it in a book or a formal article, don't be confused.
Okay, let's move on to neither, the rejection queen, or king. Neither is inclusive.
It is very inclusive, yes. So neither is basically the negative twin of either, where either says one of the other, neither says not this one and not that one. Both are being rejected.
Like when someone asks you, would you like coffee or tea? And you say, neither, thanks. I'm trying to cut down on caffeine. Devastating, but grammatically correct.
Devastatingly correct. So just like either, neither also works as a determiner, a pronoun, a conjunction, and an adverb. Let's go through them.
Determiner first. Neither before a noun means not one and not the other.
Neither candidate impressed me. So there were two candidates. I didn't like candidate A. I didn't like candidate B. Neither won.
Neither team scored in the first half.
Neither excuse was convincing.
And same rule as either. When neither is a determiner, the noun is singular and the verb is singular. Neither student was ready. Not were ready, was ready.
As a pronoun, neither of them wanted to apologize.
I looked at both apartments, but neither of them felt like home.
The teacher asked both students, but neither of them knew the answer.
Again, neither of plus plural noun equals singular verb in formal English. Neither of the answers is correct.
In informal speech, you might hear are, but in a test, an essay, or a formal email, go with singular.
Okay, now the big one. Neither nor as a conjunction. This is the most important neither structure. The pattern is neither A nor B.
And this is where it gets really powerful, because you're creating a clean, elegant negative statement about two things at once.
Examples. Neither Sarah nor Tom came to the meeting.
She neither confirmed nor denied the rumor.
I have neither the time nor the patience for this, which is, by the way, a very dramatic thing to say in an argument.
In a dramatic voice, I have neither the time nor the patience for this.
Perfect. Use that. Memorize that sentence.
You will sound incredibly native and incredibly theatrical at the same time.
Okay. Now, neither nor and subject-verb agreement. This is where even advanced learners make mistakes, so listen carefully.
The rule is called the proximity rule, and it means the verb agrees with the subject that is closest to it.
Let me show you what that means with some examples. Ready?
Ready.
Sentence 1. Neither the teacher nor the students were ready. Okay, so what's the subject closest to the verb? Students, plural. So the verb is were. Correct.
Sentence 2, neither the students nor the teacher was ready. This time, what's closest to the verb? Teacher, singular. So the verb is was.
Did you catch that? The exact same meaning, but the verb changes based on which subject is closest.
This is a B2 C1 level rule, and honestly, even many native speakers get tripped up by it. But if you know it, you will sound and write like an expert.
All right, neither as an adverb, and this is the one you hear in real conversation all the time.
This is when you're agreeing with a negative statement. Someone says something negative, and you agree.
The two most common patterns are pattern 1, me neither. Someone says, I can't stand Monday mornings. You say, me neither. Easy, casual, very natural.
Pattern 2, neither do I, or neither can I, or neither have I. A little more formal, but still very conversational. I don't enjoy cold weather. Neither do I.
She can't swim.
Neither can he.
They haven't seen the new season yet.
Neither have we.
The pattern here is neither plus auxiliary verb plus subject. It's like flipping the sentence around.
And compare this to the positive, I love rainy days. So do I. you use so for positive agreement and neither or nor for negative agreement.
Me too for negativity. I love it. So, our advice? Learn me neither first. Use that in all situations, formal, informal, in writing, and you'll always be correct. If you're chatting with an American friend and they say me either, don't panic. It's a recognized informal variation.
Mistake number 5. Neither John nor Mary are coming.
The subject-verb agreement with neither nor. This comes up in writing a lot.
In formal English, the correct sentence is, neither John nor Mary is coming, because the subject closest to the verb, marry, is singular.
However, in everyday speech, you will hear native speakers say are, and most people won't even notice. This is one of those rules that's considered more important in formal writing than in conversation.
Our recommendation? In conversation, don't panic. In writing, especially academic or professional writing, use the proximity rule and match the verb to the nearest subject.
Mistake number 6, confusing rather than and would rather.
These two are sometimes mixed up. Let's be very clear about the difference.
Would rather expresses your personal preference. I would rather stay home equals my preference is to stay home.
Rather than means instead of or as opposed to. It's comparing a chosen action with a rejected one. I stayed home rather than going to the party. Equals, I chose to stay home. The alternative was going to the party.
Wrong. Rather than go to the gym, I went for a walk. This is incorrect structure.
Correct. Rather than go to the gym, I went for a walk. Or, I went for a walk rather than going to the gym.
The key? Would rather needs a full clause with would. Rather than is a conjunction that connects two actions. Would rather expresses your personal preference. I would rather stay home equals my preference is to stay home.
Rather than means instead of or as opposed to. It's comparing a chosen action with a rejected one. I stayed home rather than going to the party. Equals, I chose to stay home. The alternative was going to the party.
Wrong. Rather than go to the gym, I went for a walk. This is incorrect structure.
Correct. Rather than go to the gym, I went for a walk. Or, I went for a walk rather than going to the gym.
The key? Would rather needs a full clause with would. Rather than is a conjunction that connects two actions. Would rather expresses your personal preference. I would rather stay home. My preference is to stay home.
Correct. Rather than means instead of or as opposed to. It's comparing a chosen action with a rejected one. I stayed home rather than going to the party. I chose to stay home. The alternative was going to the party.
Wrong. Rather than go to the gym, I went for a walk. This is incorrect structure.
Correct. Rather than means instead of or as opposed to. It's comparing a chosen action with a rejected one. I stayed home rather than going to the party. I chose to stay home. The alternative was going to the party.
The key. Would rather needs a full clause with would. Rather than is a conjunction that connects two actions. Okay, it's quiz time. We're going to do a rapid-fire quiz. Courage is going to give a sentence, and I'm going to fill in the blank. And you, the listener, play along at home.
Sounds perfect. All right, I'll give you the sentence, and you choose either, neither, or rather. Ready?
Ready.
Number 1. I, blank, have a small apartment in the city than a big house in the suburbs.
I'd rather have a small apartment in the city than a big house in the suburbs. It's expressing preference, so would rather.
Number 2. Blank of the 2 movies got very good reviews, so we decided to stay home.
We're talking about 2 movies and both got bad reviews. So Neither of the two movies got very good reviews, so we decided to stay home.
Number 3, she called me, blank, then sending a text, which I really appreciated.
She called me rather than sending a text, comparing two actions using rather than.
Number 4, you can take blank road. They both lead to the town center.
Two roads, both are fine, you can choose one. You can take either road.
Number 5, I haven't tried sushi. I haven't blank.
I haven't either, agreeing with a negative sentence using either at the end.
Number 6, and this one's for our C1 listeners. I'd rather you blank not tell your boss about this just yet.
This is the would rather plus subject plus past tense subjunctive. I'd rather you didn't tell your boss about this just yet.
Beautifully done.
Thank you, thank you. How did you all do at home? Give yourself a point for each correct answer. 6 out of 6, you're amazing. 4 or 5, excellent. You know this material well. 3 or below, don't worry, that's why we make these episodes. Go back, listen again, take notes.
All right, let's bring everything together with some real-life mini dialogues. These are the kinds of conversations you'll actually have in English, and they use all 3 words naturally.
Dialogue 1. Choosing a restaurant.
Where do you want to eat? Italian or Japanese?
I'm fine with either, honestly. You choose.
I'd rather go Italian tonight. I'm not really in the mood for sushi.
Works for me. Neither restaurant is too expensive, so we're good. Dialogue 2. Planning a weekend.
Do you want to go hiking or stay in this weekend?
I'd rather stay in, to be honest. I'm rather tired from this week.
Me too, actually. Neither of us has the energy for hiking.
Exactly. Let's watch a movie instead. Either something funny or a documentary.
Rather than watch something new, I'd love to re-watch something comforting.
Neither option is bad. I'm happy with whatever you pick.
Did you notice how natural those conversations sounded? None of those sentences felt forced or textbooky. That's because these words are everyday English.
And that's the goal always, to take grammar rules off the page and put them into your mouth, into your conversations, into your real life. Let's do a quick level-by-level recap because I want to make sure every listener walks away knowing exactly what they should focus on.
If you're A1, A2, focus on 3 things. Number 1, either or. Either Monday or Tuesday works for me. Number 2, neither nor in its simplest form. Neither Tom nor Lisa came. And number 3, would rather with a simple verb. I'd rather sleep. That's it. Master these 3 and you'll already sound much more natural.
If you're B1, B2, add these to your toolkit. Either and neither as adverbs at the end of sentences. I don't like it either, me neither. Learn the neither nor so do agreement patterns. Start using rather as an adverb of degree in conversation. That was rather impressive. And practice rather than to connect actions. I emailed rather than called.
If you're C1, master the subtle and advanced structures. The would rather plus subject plus past tense subjunctive. I'd rather you didn't mention it. The proximity rule with neither nor for formal writing. Either meaning each or both on either side of the river, and or rather as a correction tool. He was nervous, or rather, terrified.
Wherever you are on that ladder, keep climbing. And remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress.
Before we close out, I want to leave you with one piece of advice that applies to all 3 of these words, and honestly, to learning English in general.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Don't just study these words. Use them. Today. Right after this episode, send a message to a friend using would rather. Write a sentence in your journal using neither nor. Make a little note on your phone that says either or neither, and test yourself when you're in a real situation.
That's such good advice. The brain remembers things that are connected to emotions and real experiences, not just things you read in a textbook. So make it real.
Exactly. Language is not a spectator sport. You have to play.
I love that. Language is not a spectator sport. All right, one final fun fact before we go, because I can't help myself.
Go for it.
Did you know that in 1937, George and Ira Gershwin wrote a song called Let's Call the Whole Thing Off, and it was specifically about two lovers who pronounced words differently. One said either, the other said either, one said neither, the other said neither.
And the lesson? Even two people who love each other can disagree on pronunciation, and both of them are right.
I could not have said it better. Both pronunciations are correct. Both of you are correct. Now go enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, beautiful people, that is a wrap on today's episode of the Speak Easy English Podcast.
We covered so much ground today. We broke down either, the word of choice, in all four of its roles: determiner, pronoun, conjunction, and adverb. We unpacked neither, the word of rejection, including the proximity rule and agreement patterns. And we went deep on rather, the word of preference, from simple would rather all the way to the advanced subjunctive and or rather as a clarifying tool.
And we looked at the most common mistakes learners make and how to correct them. From I don't like it neither to I'd rather to go, we called them out and fixed them.
If you found this episode useful, and I really hope you did, please, please, please take 30 seconds to subscribe to the show. Whether you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, just hit that button. It's free. It keeps this show alive.
And if you enjoyed it, leave us a rating or a review. It helps other English learners discover us. You'd be surprised how much that matters.
Share this episode with someone who's learning English, a friend, a classmate, a coworker, a family member. You might change their language journey.
And finally, we would love to hear from you. In the comments or wherever you're listening, write us one sentence using either, neither, or rather. Show us what you've learned today. We genuinely read everything.
This has been such a fun episode. Courage, final thoughts?
My final thought is this: learning a language is one of the most courageous things you can do. Every word you learn, every mistake you make and correct, every episode you listen to, that's an act of bravery. So be proud of yourself. You're doing something extraordinary.
That's beautiful, Courage, truly. Okay, I'm Vanessa.
I'm Courage.
And this is the Speak Easy English Podcast. We'll see you in the next episode.
Or rather, we'll hear you. You'll hear us. Goodbye, everyone.